Justin Lee, Talking Across the Divide, How to Communicate with People You Disagree With and Maybe Even Change the World. In today's increasingly polarized and divisive times, we often find ourselves at odds with friends, family, and even strangers. The book, Talking Across the Divide, by Justin Lee explores the reasons behind this growing divide and offers effective ways to communicate with those we disagree with, using the concept of strategic dialogue. The book delves into the problem of online echo chambers, group polarization, and the resulting rise of extremist views. By examining various barriers to effective communication, Lee provides practical advice and tools to bridge gaps, mend fences, and foster understanding between people with opposing views.
Echo chambers and polarization. We live in an age of echo chambers, where algorithms tailor our content to what we want to see, blocking us from differing viewpoints. This leads to group polarization and more extreme positions, hindering progress and constructive discourse. Many people today find themselves surrounded by those who share the same opinions as them. While this is natural, the internet and social media have only amplified the effect, allowing people to unfollow or block anyone with opposing viewpoints. These tendencies are what create echo chambers, which can be incredibly detrimental to society's progress. Platforms like Google and Facebook continue to exacerbate this problem by crunching data and using algorithms to tailor search results and content to individuals. This further limits exposure to new and diverse ideas, creating more homogeneous groups that are at risk of extremism. Studies have shown that when like-minded individuals get together, their opinions tend to become more extreme, known as group polarization. In conclusion, echo chambers and group polarization are significant problems that hinder progress and constructive discourse in society. It is essential to be aware of the algorithms and biases at play and actively seek out diverse perspectives for healthy and productive discussions. Strategic dialogue, the key to bridging divides. In a world filled with extremist views, strategic dialogue offers hope for breaking down barriers and building bridges. Solomon Asch's study showed the power of peer pressure in influencing individual opinions. However, the study also proved that a single voice of dissent from the group could significantly reduce the subject succumbing to peer pressure. Strategic dialogue is the tool that promotes healthy dissent and reason without resorting to arguments. It encourages listening and understanding, creating a receptive and open-minded environment that allows for real communication. With strategic dialogue, one can break through the echo chamber and bridge divides between opposing groups. Strategic dialogue, the power of listening. Strategic dialogue requires both preparation and listening, especially when dealing with individuals who are in firm opposition to your cause. By actively listening to their concerns and showing reciprocal interest, you can effectively change their minds. The power of listening is in creating an opportunity for a two-way conversation that can be a powerful tool to successfully convert others to your cause. If you want to convince someone to join your cause, it's not enough to give a speech to a crowd of people who are already converted. Instead, strategic dialogue requires preparation and active listening to those individuals who are in firm opposition to your idea. The first steps to effective strategic dialogue are preparation and listening. The process of listening involves gathering information, being patient, reaching out to more than one person, and listening to what the other side has to say. Even though both sides may feel passionate about their beliefs, it is essential to make efforts to understand each other and create opportunities for a two-way conversation. To change someone's mind, it's important to show that you have been listening by repeating back what they have said. This creates an opportunity to move towards a two-way exchange and become an effective tool for successfully changing others' perspectives. The power of listening is a strategy that can pay off significantly in the end. Overcoming the ego, the first barrier to effective dialogue. When engaging in productive dialogue, it's important to understand the 5 barriers that can impede progress. The first is ego protection, where individuals fiercely protect their sense of self and beliefs. To overcome this barrier, it's essential to craft a compelling narrative that reflects the other person's story and motivations, rather than casting them as the villain. By doing so, you can effectively communicate your point of view and change minds. Overcoming barriers to successful dialogue. When we encounter individuals who fervently believe in irrational ideas, it is often because they are part of a group that supports and reinforces these ideas. This group loyalty presents a barrier to successful dialogue, but actively listening and emphasizing individual experiences can help break through this barrier. Similarly, the status quo bias makes it difficult for individuals to change their beliefs or behaviors, but introducing a new discomfort can shift their perspective. By recognizing and proactively addressing these barriers to dialogue, we can engage in more productive and meaningful conversations. Overcoming misinformation. Disagreeing with someone who's been misinformed can be challenging. Misinformation could be purposeful or a result of misinterpretation. However, having cold hard facts on your side can go a long way to convince someone they need to reassess their beliefs. Rather than sounding condescending, it's advisable to explain your experience of how you uncovered the misinformation and found the truth. This opens the door for the misinformed person to do the same thing without feeling foolish. Changing long-held beliefs may require repeated exposure to facts. Overcoming long-held beliefs. Changing long-held beliefs can be terrifying as they inform a person's entire worldview. The fifth barrier to successful dialogue is worldview protection, requiring multiple steps to overcome. Strategic dialogue requires understanding a person's position and interest, suggesting a first step towards adjusting their worldview. This can lead to a life-changing path instead of expecting a complete shift in perspective.
Justin Lee's Talking Across the Divide equips readers with valuable strategies to communicate and build bridges even in the face of polarizing disagreements. The key to this process is approaching each conversation with the aim of engaging in strategic dialogue, emphasizing listening, empathy, and a genuine willingness to understand the other person's perspective. By being aware of the 5 barriers: ego protection, team loyalty, comfort, misinformation, and worldview protection, and employing Lee's methods to overcome them, readers can foster open-minded environments for effective communication and potentially even change minds. Remember, while complete worldview transformation may be unrealistic, any small step in the right direction has the potential for significant impact in breaking down divides and creating a more harmonious society.